What's up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Garage Talk, where we talk about anything and everything garage related, where I answer your guys' questions, whether you have left a comment in the comment section or whether you have left me a personal email. Email address is here up on the screen. So let's get this thing started. You guys have blown me up about the zippersperformance 534 cam, and guys, I absolutely love it. I love it because it lets me know you guys are hungry to get these bikes to peak performance, or at least peak performance for you. I'm also still getting comments about the Dyno Jet PV4, about whether it's actually worth the money or not. Will it work with a cam change? And today I hope to answer these questions as we go along, so stick around and stay tuned. But first, I want to thank each and every one of you, because the comments and the emails that I've gotten support of Roy actually getting a smaller bike is astronomical, to be honest. And guys, we're all going to face this. Father Time is knocking on the door of us all. He wants to know, hey, are you going to quit riding? Are you going to find something smaller? And Roy is too stubborn to actually quit riding. So he's actually looked at your comments along with me, and he's decided that he's absolutely looking into some of these bikes, and who knows what he'll end up with, but he definitely is looking. And thank you guys for your advice, your support, your personal experiences. We appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you very much. So let's talk about this cam that everyone is asking questions about, the Zippers 534 cam. The main two questions that I'm getting from everyone is, how do I like the cam and how well does it perform? When answering these two questions, you guys got to understand that what I like, want, or need may not be the same thing that you like, want, or need. So with that being said, keep that all in mind as we go throughout this segment. When I was looking for a cam for my Gen 2 117, I was looking for something specific to Gen 2, meaning soon as these bikes came out, people started putting the same old school cams in them from the previous years. Listen, these bikes are more advanced. They breathe better. They run better. Everything about them is better. So why would you want an older cam for a newer design? So I was actually waiting for the aftermarket to catch up, and catch up they sure did. As I was waiting for the 2-year warranty to run out on this bike, I was asking myself some questions. What do I want out of this bike? As most of you know, I live near, or at least around, the Appalachian Mountains. So I wanted something that could pull me through those mountainous curves, something that I don't have to do a bunch of gear changes on. I wanted something that if I go 2 up and I'm packed down heavy on the interstate, that I can pass some cars with ease. I wanted something that if I want to mess around with Goldwing or sport bike owners, I could do that as well. Okay, I have that question answered, or at least some sort of thought process. Now, what about where I ride? My RPM ranges, where am I at there? So I'm usually anywhere from 3,000 and up, especially in the mountains. And typically on the interstate, I'm around 2,500. Well, if I want to mess with Gold Wings, I'm going to have to have that low end torque. And if I'm going to mess with sport bikes, I'm going to have a little bit of top end. So I need something that's at least from 2,500 and will carry up to at least $6,000. Okay, now I know what I'm looking for, or at least kind of sort of know what I want. But what am I going to do about my exhaust and my intake? Now, I could go to a 2-in-1 system, but to me, and it's a personal preference, I don't care for a 2-in-1 system. I don't like the way it looks on a bagger. I know it performs. I just don't like it. I want to keep the true 2 out the back system. I could actually block off the left side and just keep the left side as a dummy, but I really didn't want to do that either. I didn't want to mess with it. So I knew that I was going to keep my tab performance mufflers, and instead of having them mixed match the way I had, that I was going to put my louvered baffles back in, and I was going to eliminate the cat. And this would give me not only the back pressure that I needed, but it was also going to give me the sound. I didn't want this bike stupid loud and obnoxious. I wanted it to have a good deep rumble. So I know that's the direction I was going to go. What about the intake? Well, I know this intake might be some cheap eBay junk, but it seems to be flowing the air that I need and want. So I'm just going to leave it for the time being. Okay, now I've got a plan. I know what I want out of this bike. I want a cam that will pull from 2,500 to 6,000. I want to be able to keep my tab performance mufflers, but I'm going to put the louvered baffles back in. I'm going to eliminate the cat, and I'm going to keep this eBay special air cleaner. Typed it in, and Zippers Performance was the first one that came up. Now, this next part that I'm going to talk about is going to piss a lot of you guys off. And listen, I don't want to make anybody mad with what I'm saying here, but I need you guys to understand. So many people get on YouTube, and I'm guilty of it as well, but they listen to these cams, and yep, that's the cam that I want right there. Man, that thing hits a lick. And that's all well and good. But do you not realize that that's not the way to go? You're literally ordering a cam, you're putting it in, you're riding it down the road, and it sucks because it's not what you wanted. It's a dog. From 25 to 45 is about all you've got. And everywhere else, it's lazy. It's a turd. You don't even like your bike anymore. And there's so many people doing that anymore. And listen, I get it. Sound is a big thing. We want sound. But are you willing to sacrifice performance for sound? But now let's answer the question that we originally went with. How does it perform and how do I like it? So the power curve and the torque is just, it's insane.
So much torque. The chassis twisted coming off the line.
When I hit 2,500, it feels like a power band has kicked in, or you've hit a shot of nitrous. It literally pulls like a freight train. Now, the whole character of the bike has changed, and it's not in a bad way. It's a good thing. My shifts are smoother. I don't have to downshift in those mountains, and the cruise control is even different. And I know that sounds crazy. That sounds stupid. Cruise control. Who's worried about cruise control? Well, here's the thing. On a normal ride with my bike set at 60 in 6th gear, it was tacking around 2,500 RPM. Okay. I know this because me and Roy's Goldwing is set at the same speeds going up a hill. As I'm going up this hill, I'm losing 2 miles per hour. Now, that's a lot. He's starting to go around me at some points in time. After this cam change, it doesn't do that no more. I don't know. I guess it's just where it's in the power at all times that it just continuously pulls. I don't know why or how, but it works. And like I said, I know it doesn't matter. It's a small thing, but it's the small things to me that matters. I know that's not impressive, but if you want impressive, 1st through 3rd gear, it will pull the front wheels at least this far up off the ground each shift without clutch dumping. And you can run at least 120 miles per hour in 4th gear.
In 4th gear, before my red line, I hit 135.
Oh, really?
Before my red line.
Don't ask me how I know, but I was in Mexico when it happened. Am I going to be able to beat up on sport bikes and gold wings? Gold wings, oh yeah. Sport bikes, well, they're at least going to know I'm there anyway. And right now is a good gateway into talking about the Dyno Jet PV4. The biggest question I'm getting is, how did the Dyno Jet work with the tuning of the cam? And guys, as most of you know, when I purchased this PV4 from fuelmoto, I was just more or less checking it out. I was wanting to see how it would work on a stock bike. And when I did the form and they sent me the tune, it was good. It was perfect. It was what I wanted and needed. And as I told you guys, I believe in episode 2, I didn't have any desire to want or need to do any kind of auto tuning. Now, when I put the cam in the bike, the cam performed as it should. I had a great startup tune. The bike ran really well. It was when you went full throttle is when everything kind of, you would get the spark knock. You would get the timing sound like the valves was hitting the pistons. And I could have easily emailed fuelmoto or recorded a session through my Dyno Jet and sent this to fuelmoto with what was going on. They could have read everything that was going on with this tune and sent me back a revised tune without a problem. But I decided to do the auto tune just to see, more or less, to see if it was going to work, to see if auto tune would actually correct this. And it did. It took away all the spark knock. It took away the richness. It took away everything that I needed. And that's only one time, and that was 29% of the cells populated. Now, what happens if I do more? It's going to be insane. And who knows, I may do more. And then after I'm done with that, I may even send it back to fuelmoto and see if they can even do any more. But I feel like at that point, I'm kind of just chasing things because this bike is an absolute monster. So let's say you're on the fence about this whole situation, about doing the cam change, about doing what tuner to go with. All I can tell you honestly is to do your own research. Figure out what you want out of your bike. What performances are you wanting? Do you want to void your warranty? If you do, go for it. If you don't, wait like I did till the 2 years is up and then do your thing. But the main thing is don't go for sound. Go for I can't even speak. Performance. There we go. There's that word, performance. But if sound is your thing and you ain't worried about nothing else, absolutely, by all means, do your thing. But I just want to tell you guys, from my aspect, Zipper's 534 cam is an absolute monster. It fits me perfectly. And also, the Dyno Jet PV4, I would absolutely buy again. Let me rephrase that. Hold on. I would absolutely buy it again as long as it was through fuelmoto. Because like I've said in previous videos, using fuelmoto is like having a dyno tuner at all times in your back pocket. And as long as they're working the keys, absolutely. And guys, no way, shape, or form am I sponsored by anything that I have mentioned here today. It's just my personal opinion. It's what I personally see out of my bike. Listen, I know this is a shorter version of Garage Talk than what you guys are used to, but I hope I've answered each and every one of your guys' questions. And I also want to say thank you. Thank you guys for watching Garage Talk and the support that I get, not only for Garage Talk, but also the Bad LSX Garage. If you have any questions, concerns, sly remarks, or whatever, and you want to see them on Garage Talk, you can actually leave a comment in the comment section of this video or possibly any other video. And here is my email address. If you just want to leave it personal and private, we can do that as well. Fam, that's all I've got for you for this week's video. If you've enjoyed it, you know what to do. I love each and every one of you. Are you ready? What about you? Are you ready? Let's do this. Peace. I'm out.